So it's summer.
Yes, we just came back from Pitchfest, which was amazing.
Yes, which is part of ThrillerFest.
Yes.
Which is held every year in New York, which is an amazing conference. I think for anybody, well, I think anybody really. But,
yeah, their classes are amazing.
But it's geared towards thriller writers, although thrillers, suspense, and mystery. But I think that it would benefit any writer. And then Pitchfest, you have agents who represent all sorts of things.
Yeah, so Jessica and I did Pitchfest, which is a 3-hour pitch session where they just line up and come at you.
We were only there for 2 hours, though, right? Were we really there for 3 hours?
I think we left at like 2.5.
Holy macaroni. It's a long time.
Yeah, but we got a lot of great pitches. So we wanted to talk today about what makes a great pitch or what makes a successful pitch.
Yes.
Because it's not always the actual book pitch that makes a successful pitch.
No, there are other things that I think an author can do to make themselves stand out. You know, I was thinking when I was at Pitchfest that there's a lot of things authors can do outside of the pitch to make them stand out. So one woman who met with both of us had on this amazing outfit. It was so amazing, I took a picture
of it. Oh, the spider web?
Yeah, she had this gorgeous dress that was like a spider web. It was black with a spider web design. But then she took off her backpack, and her backpack looked like a book, and it said Book of Spells.
Jessica took a picture.
It was embarrassing. I really freaked out on her. I was like, oh my God, can I take your picture? But I will never forget her.
Right, and I think that the book has to, I mean, your pitch, obviously you want it to be good, but we have to remember you when we're reading our queries. And I think that's the pitfall that most authors fall into. Getting a book that I don't remember from an author who I cannot recall at all.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be a great backpack or a great dress, although I did notice a lot of the men who pitched to me all wore blue checked shirts. And I thought, I can't tell you apart. You all have the same shirt on.
Yeah, we're only meeting for 3 minutes, so we need to find that distinguishing characteristic or something that's really going to set you apart. And we're not saying to wear like the brightest shirt you can find.
I mean, it's not even, doesn't have to be about what you wear. But on the other hand, I will find myself often commenting to women, most particularly, like, oh, I love your necklace, or that's a great shirt. And if I do that, use that.
Yeah.
You know, hey, you commented on my necklace. It was the blue whatever, whatever. By the way, you can buy it here. Would be so helpful.
Yeah, so I think there are 3 things that go into the pitch. I think it's your introduction, your actual book pitch, and then like any other information or conversation that you're having. Conversation
can be a huge way to make yourself stand out. You know, we got a lot of great compliments on YouTube, which was great. But I think if you can share something that resonated with you or an experience, maybe even just that week at ThrillerFest or something like that, and then bring that forward when you send the material that was requested. Hey, we had also discussed blah, 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 or thanks for your advice on whatever, something that came up in the course of the pitch.
Right, and I think the best time to do that is right when you're saying hello and sitting down and you've got that first minute of like settling into the seat and you can just have that idle conversation.
Yeah.
Instead of just sitting down like, hi, my name is, and launching into your pitch, because then right away it's all business and I'm out of that mindset of just making conversation.
Well, you and I like conversation, clearly.
Yeah.
So, and sometimes I notice where something will come up and I will sort of start as they're settling in and a conversation. But sometimes there's a real sense from the author, and I know it's nervousness, but they don't want to talk. Like, that's not what they're here to do. And I feel like they miss out on an opportunity to connect in a little bit of a different and bigger way.
Yeah. So that's our biggest tip, I think.
Yeah, but then we should talk, people really care about the pitch itself.
Oh, the pitch itself. I don't prepare anything.
Well, I think that, you know, a pitch is ultimately your query blurb. I don't mind if people read it or pull out paperwork or notes, but I do think that somebody who comes prepared and feels confident and strong about their pitch, I feel differently about the pitch than I do about somebody who, even with nervousness, is stumbling through papers or over their words because they don't sound as confident about it. So that doesn't instill a confidence or an excitement in me.
Right. Yeah, but I think it's absolutely fine to have that with you just in case things happen.
Yes, absolutely feel free to have it.
So definitely have one. But you said it should be like your query blurb.
Yeah. But not just reading off your query blurb.
Yeah, but also you have to be prepared to answer questions. So if you're giving me a query blurb and I want a little bit more, this is the perfect time for me to ask it, so I'm going to ask it. Yeah. And it's sort of asking more about the book and seeing whether it really is a good fit for me. So I'm asking who your voice compares to, where do you see this on the shelves? I'm asking, even if you're like leaving me kind of cliffhangery, I'm asking a little bit more about it. Yeah. So like you have to be prepared to have more conversations about your book beyond your pitch.
And also maybe if you can't answer the questions that we're asking, think about that later as maybe you need to rethink the book a little bit. Because if you're not prepared to answer the questions, then maybe it's not the pitch or the person asking the question, but maybe there's a larger problem that there is missing material in the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that the pitching is not easy.
No.
I will tell you that.
But, so when you are pitching, I think you have to be conscious of how long it's taking. There's going to be a certain amount of time where, I mean, us as agents, if you're just talking at me for 3-4 minutes, I'm going to lose my thread of thinking, my focus. Yeah. So it really has to be like you're reading the back of a book.
But not even that long. Because really, if you sat there and read that to me, I'd be like, oh my God.
Yeah, but that would take about a minute. I'd say about a minute. Your pitch should be, you should be able to complete your pitch in about a minute.
But the point is to highlight the points that make it different. Yeah. You know, to me, if you came in and said, I can't even think of a book that we just did.
Great.
You know, if you came...
Just had an office moment.
But you could that's brilliant. If you could do like a one sentence that really shows how it's different. Yeah. Like I have a thriller featuring and you name a character that's never been done before. That could be enough for me. I could really just say, that's it, send it to me.
Right. But, I mean, if someone stopped there...
you need to be prepared to tell the plot.
Exactly. Okay.
How does it play out? Yes.
Okay.
My experience at Pitchfest was a lot of fun. I really like it.
Yes, I love it.
I love talking to authors and talking about their books, but I'm picky. Yeah. You know, I am not going to request your material unless you've wowed me with your pitch, and it feels like something that's really different and saleable and interesting to me. And so it's just as important to have a strong pitch and then also use the time to get to know people. But really, it's what's going to make your book stand out on the bookshelves from everything else out there like it. Yes.
Okay. Well, that's it. Good luck with your pitching.
Have fun.
It's a terrible ending.
That's okay.
Okay.